PharmaVentures, experts in deals and alliances.
Hello and welcome to PharmaVentures Insights here in Oxford. Medical devices and in vitro diagnostics have recently undergone a change with new regulations coming into force. PharmaVentures has published a white paper on this topic from both the commercial and regulatory aspects. And joining me on the show today is Tamsin Bateman of PharmaVentures to talk about the commercial angle on this topic. Tamsin, welcome.
Thank you, Adrian.
So we've heard about the new regulations and their impact from how new devices and diagnostics will be developed, but there is a commercial angle to this as well, because these are done to make money as well as provide benefit to patients. What do you think the impact is going to be for companies who are developing diagnostics and devices?
Okay, well, firstly, the regulation's hugely more demanding than the previous directives, so the burden on companies is going to increase a lot. So the development costs are going to increase because there's going to be additional requirements for clinical evidence. So for companies, it's going to be a big increase in the costs and also the workload, because there's a lot of additional boxes to tick, essentially, to demonstrate that they've fulfilled all the requirements.
And so for smaller companies who may be the innovative biotech companies who are developing new diagnostics and new devices, they're now going to have to undertake an enormous amount more work in order to get their technology to a point at which they might look to do a deal even before they bring it to market. Is that's correct?
Yeah, it's going to be a huge burden on smaller companies who might not have the resources. So yeah, they might be forced to do deals earlier and look to partner or do co-collaboration deals to just get the additional capital that's going to be required for the additional trials that will be needed to fulfill the regulations.
So when do deals, maybe licensing deals or acquisition deals, when do they typically take place for devices and diagnostics?
Yeah, well, devices and diagnostics have traditionally been licensed or acquired at quite late stage, so closer to market, or once they've reached the market, because the revenues that they can generate are not as big as therapeutics, and the margins are tighter, whereas therapeutics can be traded, partnered a lot earlier in their development cycle. So that could potentially change with the new regulations because of the additional capital requirements for additional trials. So we could see deals happening at an earlier stage than we have been.
Do you think the large companies, the large device companies and the major diagnostics players, will they be willing to do deals earlier? They've always been risk averse, or will circumstances force them to do this?
Well, I think these big companies will acknowledge the additional risk of these earlier stage projects, and they'll be looking for high quality projects to take on, and the smaller companies will have to demonstrate that this is a high value enough project. Or we might see the nature of the deals change to be more collaborative, so that the risk is shared more. That's another possibility, but yeah, certainly I think we'll see the nature of these partnerships trending earlier and be more collaborative.
So let's flip this around the other way. If those partners are not willing to deal earlier, will investors be willing to put more money into the innovative companies to help them through the additional burden?
Yeah, well, again, these are going to be more riskier projects if they're looking to partner earlier. So they're going to have to build up a strong case that they have what it takes to get through, that they're a high quality and safe product. And I think that the investors will be looking for trying to get better at picking winners. They won't be able to invest in so many projects perhaps. So they'll be having to look at their criteria, really looking at the projects in great depth to ensure that it meets their criteria for investment.
Right, so it's about picking winners from both sides. So in a sense, this is a quality improvement initiative. There might be fewer investments, but investors will invest in better quality products that are more likely to make it, and on the other end, the commercialiser will be looking for better quality things coming through that they can either allow to move further and then deal, possibly at higher value. So we should see deal values rising perhaps.
Yeah, overall deal values could rise, I think. We might see a reduction in the upfront payments because there will be higher risks involved with the additional clinical evidence requirements. But this may shift, the value of the deals may shift to the back end with increased revenues at the end of the day as we've got better quality products coming to market that payers will be willing to reimburse because they have a broad portfolio of evidence demonstrating their benefit to patients.
Right, so you mentioned benefit to patients there, and ultimately that's why these things are
Exactly.
for safer, better, more efficacious products that
Yeah.
the clinical benefit is demonstrated. So this kind of gets to the crux of the matter, that if these products are better devices and better diagnostics, the payers should be willing to pay more than they pay now, so which will allow the deals to be done at higher value, which will allow the investors to come in, but all the way through it'll be higher quality products.
Well, that's right, and we may see fewer products actually coming to market as a result of these stricter requirements that they need to fulfil. But I think at the end of the day, the regulations aim to increase the quality and the safety of the products coming to market. And if the manufacturers and developers can put forward a case to the payers, then yes, we should see increased revenues.
So overall, a good thing, but without a doubt there's going to be a significant commercial impact on both the developers, the commercialisers, and possibly the payers too.
Yes, absolutely, we will.
Tamsin, thank you very much for your insight.
Pleasure, Adrian.
For more information about PharmaVentures, visit our website